Welcome back to the channel Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today we are diving deep into the world of Lincoln pennies and spotlighting one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins in circulation, the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You heard that right. A penny from 1973 that looks so ordinary it could be sitting in your change jar right now. But in the right condition and with the right features, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $49,648. So get comfortable, grab your magnifying glass, and let's talk history, rarity, and what makes this simple little copper coin potentially one of the most valuable cents in your collection. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, introduced in honor of President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's bust on the front, making it the first regular-issue United States coin to depict a real historical person. Fast forward to 1973, and the Lincoln penny was still going strong. By then, it had already gone through several design changes, most notably the removal of the initials VDB in 1909 and their eventual return. In 1959, the reverse design was changed from the original wheat stalks to the image of the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse design stayed in place until 2008. Now let's focus on the 1973 issue. The 1973 Lincoln cent was struck at three United States mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck in Denver and San Francisco carry the D and S mint marks respectively. However, coins struck in Philadelphia carry no mint mark at all. So when we say the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny, we are referring to the coins made in Philadelphia. At first glance, there's nothing unusual about these pennies. They're made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and they weigh around 3.1 grams. Over 3.5 billion of these coins were struck in Philadelphia alone, which makes them extremely common in terms of mintage numbers. So how can one of these be worth nearly $50,000? Here's where things get interesting. The value of a coin isn't just based on how many were made. It comes down to condition, rarity, and demand. And in the case of the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a few extraordinary examples have surfaced over the years in mint state condition with extremely high grades. Professional Coin Grading Services, or PCGS, has recorded several examples of the 1973 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition, graded at MS67 or even higher. These coins are virtually flawless, with sharp details, strong luster, and absolutely no signs of wear. They are the cream of the crop and extremely hard to find in circulation. But if you do find one, it could be worth a small fortune. One particular example, graded at MS67 red, sold for an astonishing $49,648 in a heritage auction sale. This sale shocked the numismatic community and sparked renewed interest in modern Lincoln cents, especially those with high-grade red finishes and no mint marks. Now, what does red mean in this context? When grading copper coins like the Lincoln cent, color designation is important. Coins are categorized as red, red, brown, or brown depending on how much original mint luster remains. A red designation means the coin has retained at least 95% of its original red copper color, which is rare for older coins. Red-brown means it shows a mix of red and brown tones, and brown indicates most of the red luster has faded. Get top dollar. Your 1973 penny not only needs to be in mint condition, but it also needs to have a brilliant red surface. So check those coins under bright light, or even better, use a loupe or magnification to examine the surfaces. Look for scratches, nicks, or discoloration. If your coin is virtually perfect, you may want to consider having it graded professionally. Now let's talk market value. While most 1973 no-mint mark pennies are worth face value in circulated condition, the price jumps dramatically as condition improves. A circulated example is worth 1 cent to maybe 5 cents. An uncirculated example could fetch $1 to $5. But once you cross into the higher mint state grades like MS65 or above, the value starts to climb. MS66 red coins have been known to sell for several $100s. MS67 examples can reach thousands. And that ultra-rare MS67 red that went for over $49,000, well, that was a once-in-a-generation find. So how do you know if you have a valuable 1973 penny? Here's what you should look for. No mint mark on the front of the coin beneath the date. A sharp strike with no wear. Full luster and original red color. And absolutely no scratches or contact marks. If your coin ticks all these boxes, it could be worth submitting for grading. You can send your coin to PCGS or NGC, the two top-tier coin grading services. Be aware that grading does cost money, so it's best to reserve that step for coins you're confident are in exceptional condition. Even if your 1973 penny isn't worth thousands, it's still a fun and inexpensive coin to collect. Because they're so common, you can easily build a complete roll or even a full year set. And who knows, with time and careful searching, you might just stumble across that perfect gem that changes everything. The beauty of coin collecting is that history can literally be sitting in your pocket change. A small cent that passed through hundreds of hands could be a hidden treasure. So keep an eye out, examine your coins, and never underestimate the value of what looks like a simple penny. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny and want more videos on rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could be worth a fortune. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny or if you're planning to check your change after this video. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth thousands. Have you ever come across an old penny in your change and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? Well, let me tell you about one very special coin that has shocked the numismatic world. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1977 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. This is not just any ordinary penny. One of these coins recently sold for a jaw-dropping $83,693. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1-cent coin. Worth more than most luxury cars. Now, let's rewind the clock and understand how this all happened. First off, the Lincoln cent has been a staple in American currency since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side and 2 wheat ears on the reverse. Over the decades, the reverse design evolved. In 1959, the wheat ears were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. And that design stuck around all the way through 2008. So when we talk about the 1977 Lincoln penny, we're talking about the memorial reverse, but here's where things get interesting. In 1977, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents. Coins from Philadelphia during that time had no mint mark. So if your 1977 penny doesn't have a letter like D or S under the date, that just means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. On the surface, it sounds like nothing special, right? Millions were made. So why is one worth more than $83,000? The answer lies in the quality and rarity of this particular coin. The vast majority of 1977 pennies went straight into circulation. They got scratched, worn, nicked, tossed in jars, passed through vending machines, and used in everyday transactions. But every once in a while, a coin escapes all of that. It gets struck perfectly at the mint, it avoids all contact with other coins, and it's preserved in pristine condition. That's what happened with this rare 1977 no mint mark penny. It was found in mint state condition. And not just any mint state. This coin was graded MS 67 red by a top-tier grading company. That red designation means the coin still has its original bright copper color from the day it was struck. No brown tones. No discoloration. Just pure, blazing copper brilliance. And MS 67 is an incredibly high grade, meaning this coin is nearly flawless under magnification. Only a tiny handful of 1977 pennies have ever achieved that grade. Collectors go absolutely wild for coins like this. Why? Because they're nearly impossible to find in such perfect shape. And when something is rare in the world of coin collecting, it becomes valuable. Very valuable. That's why, when this particular penny went up for auction, bids skyrocketed. Everyone wanted it. And when the hammer finally came down, the winning bid was $83,693. Now, you might be thinking, what are the chances that I have one of these coins in my change jar or in a forgotten drawer? The odds are slim, but not impossible. If you have a 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, the first thing you should do is check the condition. If it looks brand new, with no scratches, bright copper color, and full details, you might be holding something special. It's always a good idea to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. Companies like PCGS or NGC can officially authenticate and grade your coin, which massively increases its value and legitimacy even if your penny isn't in mint state. It could still be worth a little more than face value depending on condition and demand. Some lower-grade examples in MS-63 or MS-64 red can sell for a few dollars to maybe over $100. And remember, a high-grade coin today might have been an ordinary penny tucked away in a drawer 40 years ago. That's why it pays to look. So what does this all mean for you? Well, if you're a coin collector or just someone who loves hunting for hidden treasures, this is your reminder to always check your change. That penny you almost tossed in a tip jar might be worth more than your entire wallet. In the case of the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one collector turned a single cent into a small fortune, and that's the magic of numismatics. The thrill of the hunt. The stories behind each coin. The possibility that something as ordinary as a penny could change your life. So go ahead. Dump out that change jar. Search your drawers. Look through old rolls of pennies from the bank. Because somewhere out there, another high-grade 1977 Lincoln cent might be waiting to be discovered, and if you do find one, who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person cashing in on an $83,000 penny. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden treasure stories, rare coin values, and numismatic news. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and stay curious. Welcome back, coin collectors and curious minds. Today, we are diving deep into the story behind one of the most surprising coins in recent history. It is the 2020 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, you heard that right. A modern penny that could be sitting in your pocket change right now, and one that has been valued at a staggering $92,686 in the current market. Now, before you rush off to check your change jar, let's talk about what makes this particular penny so special. The 2020 Lincoln penny, like many others minted in Philadelphia, carries no mint mark. That in itself is not unusual. In fact, the absence of a mint mark on a coin minted in Philadelphia is completely normal. So how does a coin that looks like every other penny from the same year end up being worth more than a brand new luxury car? It all comes down to condition, rarity, and demand. The 2020 penny was released as part of the ongoing Lincoln Cent series, which began all the way back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the design has changed slightly, but the obverse has always featured the profile of President Lincoln. The reverse of the 2020 version continues with the shield design, which was first introduced in 2010. This design represents Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single and united country. Now here is where it gets interesting. While billions of pennies were minted in 2020, only a microscopic fraction received the perfect conditions needed to become rare collector's items. Some of these coins were struck with such precision, such care, and such flawless surfaces that they achieved a perfect grade by professional coin grading services. A coin with a perfect mint state 70 grade, often abbreviated as MS-70, is incredibly rare, especially for modern circulating coins. It means the coin shows no imperfections visible under 10 times magnification. One such coin surfaced at auction and stunned the numismatic community when it sold for an unbelievable $92,686. This specific penny was graded by a top-tier grading service and was preserved in such an immaculate state that it became one of the highest-valued modern pennies ever sold. But that's not the end of the story. The demand for rare modern coins has been growing rapidly, especially among younger collectors and investors looking for hidden gems in everyday circulation. The internet, social media, and platforms like YouTube and online auction houses have amplified this interest. People are becoming more aware that treasure might be hiding in plain sight. So, what should you be looking for in your 2020 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? First, check the coin's condition. If it appears to be completely uncirculated, with a strong luster, sharp details, and no visible wear or scratches, it might be worth a closer look. Next, consider sending it to a professional grading service for evaluation. While it does cost money to have a coin graded, The return on investment can be enormous if the coin ends up being one of the few perfect examples. It is also worth keeping an eye out for errors. Sometimes, coins leave the mint with mistakes like off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors. These kinds of flaws can dramatically increase a coin's value, especially when combined with high grades and low population numbers. So, what does this mean for the average person? Simply put, your pocket change might be worth more than face value. Checking your coins for special dates, rare conditions, and unique errors is not just a hobby anymore. It is a real opportunity to discover hidden value. And the best part is, you do not need any expensive equipment to get started. A good magnifying glass, a bit of patience, and the willingness to learn are all you need. There are countless stories of people finding valuable coins in everyday places. Coin roll hunters search through bankrolls of coins to find uncirculated or rare examples. Estate sales, flea markets, and garage sales are also great places to hunt for overlooked treasures. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just getting started. The 2020 no mint mark Lincoln penny serves as a reminder that there is still mystery and excitement in the world of coin collecting. A 1-cent piece that could be worth nearly $100,000 is proof that value is not always about what something is made of, but what makes it special. Before we wrap up, let us revisit the key points. The 2020 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is a standard issue coin minted in Philadelphia. Most of them are worth just 1 cent. But a few, extremely rare examples in pristine condition, have sold for astonishing amounts. One of them, in perfect mint state 70, was auctioned off for an eye-popping $92,686. The condition, rarity, and demand among collectors pushed the value of that coin into the stratosphere. So check your change. You never know when you might be holding a small piece of history worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more content about rare coins, hidden treasures, and collecting tips, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a discovery. Until next time, happy hunting and may your next penny be the one worth nearly $100,000. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is about a coin you might have passed by 1,000 times without realizing just how valuable it truly is. We're talking about the rare and highly sought-after 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark. You heard that right. A penny from 1980 that could be worth up to $73,835. So let's dig into what makes this coin so special, why collectors are going crazy for it, and how you could potentially have a small fortune hiding in your coin jar right now. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally featured wheat ears on the reverse side and the iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse. Over the years, the design changed, and in 1959 the reverse was updated to show the Lincoln Memorial, marking the sesquicentennial of Lincoln's birth. This version of the penny remained in circulation all the way until 2008. Now let's fast forward to 1980. The United States Mint was striking billions of pennies each year from different locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins from the Philadelphia Mint in earlier years had no mint mark. But starting in 1980, the Philadelphia Mint began adding a small P mint mark to many coins, especially nickels, dimes, quarters, and so on. However, the penny was an exception. Pennies struck in Philadelphia still bore no mint mark, and that's where the story gets interesting. You might be thinking, if Philadelphia pennies had no mint mark as a standard, then what's so rare about a 1980 penny without one? Well, that's the trick. Most 1980 pennies with no mint mark are indeed normal. They're only worth a cent. But there's a very specific variety of the 1980 no mint mark penny that stands out, and that's the error coin or high-grade uncirculated specimen that collectors are after. We're talking about a coin with an extreme level of detail, a razor-sharp strike, flawless luster, and absolutely no post-mint damage. These are the coins that earn top grades from professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. In 1980, the U.S. Mint produced more than 7 billion Lincoln pennies. With that kind of volume, errors were bound to happen. Some coins came off the press with doubled dies. Others had planchet errors. And then there are the ultra-rare specimens that were somehow struck with proof-like detail or retained some of the characteristics of proof coins, despite being business strikes. It's these few, elusive examples that become the talk of the collector world. Now let's talk about the real star of today's video. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that recently made headlines by selling for a staggering $73,835 at auction. That's right. A single penny sold for more than most people's annual salary. So what made it worth that much? The answer lies in its grade and condition. This coin was certified as being in pristine condition. It was graded MS67 plus red by Piece GS, meaning mint state with full original red color and virtually no flaws. In the world of coin collecting, color is just as important as condition. Pennies come in 3 color grades: red, red-brown, and brown. Red pennies are the most desirable, as they retain their original copper brilliance. Combine that with a nearly perfect strike and minimal contact marks, and you have a coin that stands at the top of its population. Meaning, it's one of the finest known examples in existence. Collectors and investors are always on the hunt for coins like this because they are not only rare, but they also have the potential to appreciate in value over time. Scarcity drives up the price, especially when demand is high and supply is practically zero. With only a handful of coins achieving such high grades, bidding wars often break out at auctions, pushing prices into eye-watering territory. So, how can you tell if your 1980 penny is worth thousands? First, check if it has no mint mark. If it does have a mint mark like a D or S, it's not the one we're talking about today. Next, look at the condition. Is the surface shiny and copper red? Are there minimal scratches or blemishes? If your penny looks like it just rolled out of the mint, you might be holding something special. But the only way to know for sure is to get it graded by a reputable service. If it comes back with a high mint state grade, especially MS66 or above with a red designation, then congratulations, you might be sitting on a small fortune. And remember, even coins in slightly lower grades can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on market demand and overall eye appeal. So before you toss that change back into the jar, take a closer look. That little copper coin could be your ticket to a major payday. In conclusion, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a great example of how modern coins can still hold incredible value when the right factors align. From historical significance to ultra-rare mint conditions, these coins are a collector's dream. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started, keep your eyes peeled for this humble yet valuable piece of American history. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on valuable coins and treasures hiding in plain sight. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you're going to check your change after this video. Until next time, happy collecting! Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting, rare finds, and treasures that might be hiding right in your change jar, then you're in for a treat. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in modern US history, the 2005 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right, a seemingly ordinary penny that could be worth up to $32,000. Let's take a deep look into the coin's background. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909 and is one of the longest-running coin series in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, this little coin has seen many design updates and changes throughout the decades. But in 2005, something peculiar happened. First off, the 2005 penny typically features the familiar image of Lincoln on the obverse or front side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. But not all 2005 pennies are created equal. Most of them were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which, as many of you know, does not use a mint mark on the coins it produces. So when you look at a 2005 penny and see that there's no mint mark, that's actually quite normal. So why is a coin like that potentially worth thousands of dollars? Great question. It all comes down to something we call errors, variations, and die anomalies in the world of numismatics. In the case of the 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a very rare error variety was discovered that caught the attention of collectors everywhere. This particular coin has some striking and unusual characteristics that set it apart. Some of the 2005 Lincoln cents were struck using a misaligned die or experienced doubling effects. This is where parts of the design appear to be doubled, giving the coin a sort of shadowy or layered look. This is called a doubled die error, and it's extremely desirable among collectors. But that's not all. Some of the most valuable examples also have a misprint in the design, including distorted lettering or features that appear off-center. When these rare errors combine with the fact that the coin lacks a mint mark, which already makes it confusing or intriguing to the average person, you've got the perfect storm of scarcity and interest. Now here's where things get interesting. One such 2005 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, featuring clear doubling and a pristine condition graded by a top-tier agency like PCGS or NGC, has fetched a staggering $32,000 at auction. That's right, from a 1-cent piece to tens of thousands of dollars. It sounds crazy, but in the world of coins, condition and rarity are king. The value of these coins depends on a few key factors. Number 1 is the grade, which refers to how well preserved the coin is. Coins that are uncirculated or have been protected from wear and tear since the day they were minted are far more valuable. Number 2 is the error itself. The clearer and more dramatic the doubling or die anomaly, the higher the value. And number 3 is demand. Right now, collectors are absolutely loving rare Lincoln cent errors, especially from the early 2000s. Now let's talk a bit about how to identify a valuable 2005 no mint mark penny. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and take a close look at the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." If you see any signs of doubling, like ghosted or overlapping letters, you might be onto something. Check the Lincoln Memorial on the back too. Look for odd spacing, distorted lines, or shadows that seem out of place. If you spot something strange, don't spend that penny. You could be holding a small fortune in your hand. Of course, just finding an error isn't enough. You'll need to get the coin authenticated and graded by a reputable company. Organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation specialize in certifying coins and helping you determine their true value. And trust me, if your coin is the real deal, buyers will line up to bid, now as of today's market. Rare examples of the 2005 no mint mark Lincoln penny with dramatic doubling and high-grade condition have sold for anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand. But the Holy Grail version, the one with exceptional doubling and a flawless or nearly flawless grade, that's the one that hit the $32,000 mark. And yes, it was sold at auction to a serious collector who knew just how rare that coin really was. So what does this mean for you? It means that your change jar or coin collection might be hiding a small treasure. Take a few minutes to check your 2005 pennies. Look for that absence of a mint mark, search for doubling and errors, and don't be afraid to have a professional take a look. One simple penny could change your life. Before we wrap up, let's recap. The 2005 no mint mark Lincoln cent is common in circulation, but rare error varieties with doubling and die anomalies can make these coins extremely valuable. Condition and grading matter a lot, and if you happen to find one of these high-value examples, you could be holding a coin worth up to $32,000. So dig through your spare change, search your coin rolls, and keep your eyes peeled. You never know what might be sitting right under your nose. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries and updates from the world of numismatics. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck hunting those rare pennies.